Oh, I was like, is Showtime pulling 2 probes across the map? No, he's not. Never mind. We are, of course, going into Pride of Altaris. Showtime representing Big Esports in the bottom right. As I literally just knock a key off my keyboard. Apologies, guys. We're going to zoom in and out a little bit while that gets back on there. In the top left-hand side, representing Shopify Rebellion, the Queen Master. It's Lambo. Fantastic ZVP sniper, not quite able to stitch things together against Zest. And I think really unfortunate because I do think he made some executional preferences. Yeah. I really feel like if Lambo was able to just kind of stitch together things like not walking into 2 stasis traps in a row, then that game 2 could have been his. Game 1 was a fair hold, but even that was so close. And, you know, maybe Lambo, if he just kept a few more Hydras alive and a slightly better execution. I'm sure Lambo knows things he could have done better. I think he could have at least had a closer series. But, you know, we have seen with the way we've scheduled this tournament, some of the European players coming in a little bit tired in their first series of the day, usually looking super on point by the second series, but it varies player to player. We actually had Clem stay up all night and not sleep for this, which is absolutely insane in my mind, but those pro gamer schedules, you know, sometimes they are playing late at night, different show matches and tournaments and all the rest, so to each their own. That's a 21 Cybercore. Interesting variation from Showtime. Takes his Cybercore slightly later. Then he gets his second gas a few seconds faster because he's built that probe ahead of time. He's going to be annoying with his probe. Maybe not quite as annoying as Zest's one. Now, funnily enough, he's bouncing Lambo off a patch, which is not the most important patch. He's just trying to kind of randomize where he does it. Does end up mining those 5 minerals. A lot of players look like they live or die based off that probe being annoying for an extra 3 seconds. Showtime looks pretty chill in that regard. He is a man who hits his macro notes perfectly, but does not care as much about minor harassment. It's all about the big picture for Showtime. As this Overlord will disappear from vision. See, Showtime cannot see on that pillar until he has a flying unit. Now, Pride of Altaris is fascinating, guys, because if you go down Showtime's base, he could take a gold here, which he will not take. So it's really this gold. Out front Lambo's third. This is the gold we saw a laser try and take multiple times against Trap. And it is very exposed out there. What we found was dangerous is Protoss can poke into it, but if they can pull back up this ramp and they have Storm or Disruptors, it's hard to pursue them onto the ramp. But 8 mineral patches, 2 gases, one of the most healthy gold bases we've seen in a while. Most bases will only have 6 gold minerals on a base. That way it ends up being the same mining as a full base, it just takes less workers, so it's still a great boost. In this case, they've said, you know what, this map is so exposed, it sticks out like a sore thumb, but you get a massive reward if you can hold it. Void Ray going to take down the Perverlord. Showtime there going to take him down. Now, these guys are both from Germany, for those who don't know. And, yeah, they've both been around the scene for quite some time. Both of them kind of starting to come up the ranks in a big way and become very notable around 2015, 2016. So, yeah, they both developed from there. Showtime had an amazing 2016. I mean, he looked good at the start of 2015, but by the end of 2016 and through 2017, Showtime... he was the guy. He was the guy. He was the man. He was one of the guys you learnt Protoss off. Obviously, Neeb was kind of the king of that era of StarCraft 2 2016, the first year of Legacy of the Void. No one could touch Neeb, really, in terms of overall performance. Dominated the WCS circuit for an entire year. He won the first tournament in Korea in a long time. Showtime was not too far behind him. Showtime came up just a little bit later and looked fantastic in 2017. Still an amazing player to this day. And until MaxPax came on the scene, there was zero dispute that he was the best Protoss in Europe. MaxPax, though, definitely muddying the waters a little bit. Making things a little hard there. And just a quick pause. We'll let the players sort it out. Usually, if there's anything serious, he'll let us know. But, you know, Mum's probably just brought him some meatloaf, maybe... could be... actually, wait a second. He did type PP. Usually that means, please... I think it's poo-poo, right? Oh, yeah, poo-poo, guys. Sorry to translate. For anyone who's not in the esports scene. Damn, that was quick. He said already he's back. He's saying, sorry, go. Well, that man is efficient. He gets things done fast. I hope he wiped. Nonetheless, we're going to be resuming the game. And I'm impressed, I gotta say. Pro gamers, they've got very good APM in life, apparently, as well as elsewhere. And, oh no! Oh, Showtime! Oh, tilt to the head there. Does not look happy with that one. And the gold base is going down real early as well. There's a forge. Okay, so we saw in Trap vs. Laser, if those Void Rays come down here early enough, 3 or 4 Void Rays, and get a snipe on that, it's really big. But you got to get there early enough, because the Zergs know that's the soft spot, and they'll see what they can do there. Main base up in the main lair as well. Evo chamber is halfway done. Void Rays moving up the right side as well. Look at that. Yeah, the queens are ready, man. 2 Void Rays. They can get a lot of damage on it. Honestly, I think just stand there, do what you can, and then pull back as you lose your shields. No worries. Creep will get forward, though, as you keep those queens out there. That gold base, a big threat, I think, to Showtime in the long run. He's making +1. He's making Void Rays. He's making a fleet beacon. You'd be surprised to see a 3rd Stargate now. He might be able to take out the queens. They're low on energy. Oh, no. Okay, Transfuse does go down. Transfuse goes down. That queen with the energy, though, she is exposed. And that's a queen down. But there's another queen who's about to get a Transfuse, and he's already taken the gases on the 4th as well. Lambo wants to play a big boy macro game. He's got a Spire. That's not what you're really thinking about when you think of that gold base, but hey, a boost is a boost, and yeah, this is going to be really interesting to see how it goes right now as the Void Ray is rotating up. Showtime's going to try and be a bit of a dick. I mean, he could rotate between there, and the main. But this creep up here will make it a little difficult. He's going to go back and forth. He says, okay, I'll grab a drone. Grab another one. Maybe one more. Oh, Showtime. What is going on, mate? Tobias, a bit of a dodgy rally there. Another Void Ray rallies through the queens. He's going to click on the hatch. He's going to get it. That's a dead hatch. How many Void Rays does he have to trade for it, though? That is the question. What? No way. Only one? I mean, he takes a lot of damage. These Void Rays are in harm's way. Oh, get him out. Get him out, Showtime. Okay, that's still a very good snipe, though. Does get rid of a hatchery. Gold base is up. It's healthy. It's looking good. And, okay, Void Rays are going to try and pull back. For it now, Void Rays just dancing around this map. Twilight Council and Flux Veins is on the way. 3 Stargate, Mass Void Ray. Oh, Showtime. Oh, this is not what I think of when I think of Showtime. Making 100 Void Rays at Mutalisk speed and just running him around the map. But, dude, yeah, he could make this work. He's finding damage. He's not letting Lambo sit there. Lambo's spy is done. He's making Carapace, funnily enough, so preparing for air units and an infestation, but he's on 14 queens, 4 Zerglings versus 10 Void Rays, 2 Adepts, 2 Zealots. The only units on the ground for Showtime, and Showtime secures a 4th base. Showtime's got a lot of economy, and there's not much in the main right now. Ooh, that's... Oh, if he gets the Hive... Oh, no, 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 Lambo. Lambo, not like this. Oh, Lambo's going to lose his Hive, guys, before it even finishes. No Vipers for you, mate, and not a single Void Ray. No way. No way. Showtime's lost 1 Void Ray and 1 Oracle this game, and that's it. Holy crap. Dude, I mean, Showtime basically doing an FPS Doug right now. I can dance all day. I can dance all day. He's just laughing to himself, but suddenly in trouble, or is he? The Muta Surprise gets 2 Void Rays, I think, went down there. Yeah, 2 Void Rays do fall. Quick recall. He's got a cannon in the natural, and he's building Phoenix 3 at a time. Do you actually play Mass Air here as Lambo? Oh, he's only now restarting his lair. He does have a 5th base out front. He's rebuilding the main. Void Ray's going to come forward. Ooh, the Phoenix aren't here. The Muta's going to trade. Oh, that's a wild choice, but you know what? He gets a few of these Void Rays before the Phoenix are there. And then the Phoenix say, you sure about that, buddy? You're going to pay the price. Phoenix can move and shoot. They do massive bonus damage to Mutalisks. And that ends up being a bit of a trade. 14 Mutas have died. Only 6 Void Rays have gone down in this game. Both players had a gigantic economy as Charge, Phoenix, an Onion Pulse Crystals, an Ion, I believe it's pronounced. I like to call it an Onion because it makes Mutalisks cry when they see those Phoenix with 7 range, just completely untouchable. Now, Corruptors are coming out, but they're paused at +1 upgrades right now. Of course, does cancel out the +1 attack of Showtime. Is that going to be enough, though? The Phoenix take out the Mutas so fast. The Void Rays do take out the Corruptors. And Showtime dancing those Void Rays around. And once again, Twitch chat keeps saying it. The gold base is a trap. Showtime says, please, please expose yourself out there so I can run circles around you. You tried to get way too greedy taking that gold base that early. Making the F-Veins Void Rays work in map number 1. Gonna go into Berlingrad. He actually represents Berlin International Gaming. This is Showtime. I'm not sure. I don't think he lives in Berlin. I'm not sure if either of these guys does, actually. They both live in Germany somewhere. But down here in the bottom right, Shopify Rebellion's Lambo. Oh, Lambo looking really frustrated on that camera, I think, after that last game. I think he just feels like he's just not quite stitching it together. And, yeah. I mean, that tilt to the head. That's not a happy tilt to the head. That's a FML tilt to the head, I think. I've been there before. There's those games where you're a little bit annoyed at your performance, and it's just a funny angle to play on. I'm starting to think, is the camera straight? That's great. Oh no. I do hope you can pull it together and smash this map, because I feel like all you need is just to pull one map together to feel good. Okay, yes, I can perform well. Let's pull it together and have a good time. And he's back up straight. He's focused. He's ready. If you're gonna have a bit of frustration, get it over in the first 2 minutes when nothing really matters too much. And Probe gonna come into harass one more time. Nexus into the Cybercore. Now, does Showtime just play that Sky Toss every game? We'll have to find out. Mix in a ground play. Probe being a bit of a nuisance there for Lambo. See both players APM off the shots. My God, Lambo! What are you doing right now? Oh, he was spamming click on the doggo. He just killed the doggo, guys. Lambo is a doggo killer. Showtime is a friend of the dogs. He lets his dog wander around his base. Now, for those who don't know, the dogs, the bots, if you click on them enough, they explode. The bots, the dogs, any critter in any Blizzard game. That's how it works. However, if you don't do that, they can block buildings. So I've had someone tell me they tried to cannon rush and one of the dogs blocked their pylon, so they couldn't get the wall off up, and their cannon rush got blocked. And that was what I was like, really? And I was playing. I got the honor of getting Beyond to behead me the other day, chopped me head off in the EPTNA, and he I swear one of those Roombas on Curious Minds blocked my auto turret, and I was like, I'd like to die to Beyond, not the map, please. It's really not a big deal. You can just spam click on it. And I think his APM was so high because I think Lambo may actually have rapid fire clicks bound to a button where you can just hold down a button on his keyboard and it'll just spam clicks like 50 times a second. So he might just do that. You see, Showtime, friend of the dogs. Dogs are like, yeah, go Showtime. He's just going to head home. Meanwhile, Lambo, if he actually kills random critters on the map as well, that's when we know he's evil, and we know Showtime's the good guy in this story, which is kind of strange, because he did make a lot of Void Rays, and usually in the current meta of the Battle.net forums, that means you're the bad guy. So we'll see exactly what happens as this game evolves. 3 Adepts, kind of odd number, but they can have an Oracle joining up, are they? Oh, he's chilling. Oh, interesting, okay. He's shading. Trying to kind of trick Lambo right now by the looks of it. Interesting. Oracle just defensive. Third Nexus will go down here just before the 4-minute mark. As Showtime hits 400 minerals, plops that down. Very nice. 16 Zerglings coming. Oracle's coming across the map with those Adepts. There is another Oracle coming out. As long as he keeps rallying these to his third, which he has, I don't think the third can die. He's got Warp Gate on time. The Adepts are going to go in here. Are they, though? Maybe, maybe not. Ooh, we see some Zerglings out on the map. Zerglings ain't going to find Jack. Now, if you can force the Oracle to turn on its laser for just a few Zerglings, maybe it's worth, but looks like for now he's just pulling back. He's going up to 24 Zerglings is Lambo. That's a lot. His economy's hurting. Revelation clears some creep tumors. Oh, Showtime. He's going to lose those. Oracle tries to at least make Lambo pay a hefty price for it. But at the end of the day, a good trade there for Lambo, as he does take out 3 Adepts. Adepts are worth about 5 Zerglings each in terms of raw cost, assuming you weight minerals and gas the same, which a lot of people would not. Twilight and Forge go down. But wait, no. He chooses to change his mind. He doesn't go for the Twilight. And he goes for the so he just goes Robo Forge. Okay, interesting. Interesting. It looks to me like we may see an Immortal style. Because there's no quick Twilight. That makes me think, okay, you're going to make some Immortals. And that might lead into a Storm style a little more naturally. Generally speaking, I've seen Showtime a little weak to, say, Swarm Host play when he does this style. But we'll keep our eyes on it. Nothing's set in stone just yet. 3 sentries have been warped in. That'll give him some nice hallucinations as he needs later on. Zergling's still active. Lambo's still trailing in that work account as he goes towards 6 gases. And it does feel like Showtime has the lead early on, guys. His openings felt real smooth. Even though he lost the Adepts, just forcing so many Lings out of his Zerg feels a little better. As long as the Zergling's like, that's good. Trade a Ling or 2 for a Probe. That's always worth it. Robo Bay. Oh, he's going to play Colossus Stalker, is he? Or even straight into Disruptor? I think when you're playing Lambo, you're so expecting a Queen walk. Maybe he's like, I just want to rush Disruptors because he's going to walk Queens and Roaches across the map. That could be it. Showtime kind of pushing out with a handful of units. There is an Infestation Pit. Not necessarily a sign of Swarm Hosts. It could just be Hive. Vipers, Lurkers, all very standard things. Broodlords, definitely been coming into the meta a lot. I believe I heard someone from Twitch chat, a very reliable source, say Showtime actually feels the problem with Zerg, the problem that forces Protoss to want to go Skytoss and Void Rays and that late game composition all the time and forces these very stalematey games. He said, I think the problem is the Broodlord. It's just too good against ground armies. But it is actually Swarm Hosts here on Berlingrad. And look at this creep highway. It's so far forward. Oh, and Disruptors. Sometimes they look really good versus Swarm Hosts, usually not great. So right now, Twilight Council is not ready, which means there's not a super mobile army for Showtime. I feel like this is such a bad situation for Showtime, even though it looks like, I said the start was good for him. Those Swarm Hosts. It's only, how many is it? 8 plus 7, 15 Swarm Hosts will be coming across. He sees it. He sees the first Swarm Host. It reveals itself a little bit early. That is a pretty big mistake in my opinion. Blink is getting chrono boosted. Cannons and batteries in the main. He realizes he is about to get sieged. Now the Swarm Host, for anyone who's new to StarCraft, essentially these are a bunch of mums who need to have social services called on them, whatever it's called in your country. Basically, they throw their babies as weapons. It's really effed up, and Abath has designed them to just keep on spawning babies at a ridiculous rate. They are basically rabbits, except instead of rabbit babies, they spawn these little locusts that do an insane amount of damage. They have a timed life, so they've got to get the damage done soon, but look at how much damage they do. The pylon disappears, the cannon goes down, so does the battery. Not the most impactful first wave, but remember, that was only half of the Swarm Host. The other half just arrived. Looks like he's going to sync him up maybe for the next wave. And the thing is, their damage output is so insanely high that you can't really stand your ground and fight them with, like, especially Stalkers, Sentries, and they fly. So they can go over force fields. You can't wall them out, and then they just land when they want to attack. They have to be on the ground to attack the Locusts. Ooh, doesn't hit the Disruptor shot. Now, looks like, oh, great Disruptor shot on the Roaches. Well done there by Showtime. Ooh, oh my lord. Locust coming forward here. Dude, okay, this is a really good play. It hasn't found massive damage just yet. It feels like Showtime's kept all of his units alive. There's so many Swarm Hosts though, and he's going Hive and Hydroden, so it's not all in. Lambo is looking for good trades, but he's going to transition out of this eventually. Surprisingly, really not getting as much damage as I expected. I mean, if he can get a Locust Wave into one of the mineral lines, that's where it would be massive. Honestly, if Lambo can get them in the main, he'll kill that Nexus in a few seconds. This is 19, 22 Swarm Hosts. More Hell Muffins than you could ever imagine. That is an incredible number of those Swarm Hosts. Now, I think a bit of a mistake for him is not continuing his upgrades. I'd love to see +2. The Oracles are going to come in. Ling's in the mineral line, but Showtime's defense, they call him Demour for a reason. He defends that army. He loses 4 probes. He's chasing the Roaches back. Those Hell Muffins kill a pylon, and that's it. Lambo's got to make sure he uses these Locusts effectively, but right now he's worried about the Protoss push. He wants to use it on the army. And I'll tell you what, it's not effective. Showtime forces the Locusts out far away. Look at that bar. When that bar runs out, they disappear. Showtime's just going to pull way back. Those Locusts, they've got a timer on him. He's going to break the rocks down with some of them. He's going to get some Stalkers maybe, but Blink Micro, he gets maybe a Stalker, maybe a Zealot. And then it's a massive cooldown on each wave of that, 43 seconds. So you've really got to get damage done. And so far, Showtime is just kind of blinking back and methodically clearing the waves. He's not losing any of his power units. War Prism's in the main. He could do a Zealot counterattack. Lurkaden's there. Stargate transitions on the way. Showtime. I have never seen someone disrespect 22 Swarm Hosts as hard as Showtime has in this game and just kind of walk through their waves. That is normally such a scary number of Locusts. Oh, there's no roach speed? Lambo forgot roach speed as well. He made a fair number of roach speed. He forgot roach speed. Oh no, Lambo, his Swarmos are getting pushed back into a corner. They did not find the mark at all. And now he's trapped behind that hatchery. There's no way out of there. Showtime's just going to force his way through that. Ravager's coming down. The Swarmos need to get up to his natural. He's got to give up this base, potentially. Ooh, big disruptor shot. And check it out. Zealot Stalker coming in from the left side. He's going to try and break some stuff down. Oh, another great disruptor shot. This is a disaster for Lambo, though. He is still max, but it's mostly Roaches and Swarmos. Very supply inefficient units. Demauer kills the base, knocks the Zerg back to 3. Showtime's got to be careful. Oh, the balls. Forcing those Locusts back for a moment. I think a good time to pull back as Storm and 3 carriers are on the way here. 1, 2, 3 Stargates. And he starts... I was about to say, he hasn't started his air weapons yet. Showtime, always on the ball with his macro. Hits that. And we've got a Zealot drop. No, Stalker drop, sorry, on the bottom side of the map. Zerglings, Swarmos, Roaches coming forward. Showtime's trying to clear up these creep tumors. And... ooh, he does stop those ones from spreading. But I think he might lose this base. Yeah, there's a lot of Locusts. The trick here for Lambo is get the Swarm Hosts out. Run south and try to get out of here. Ooh, he's kind of trapped by his own units. He's got a random Lurker, but only one Lurker will not stop that army. Observer comes in. Lurker goes down. Swarm Hosts need to get out of there. Some of them still trapped by the Locust, but a great base snipe puts Showtime back to 3 base. So it's 3 base versus 3 base. Adaptive Talons is on the way. No spellcasters just yet, and +2 range only starting though. Lambo has not started rebuilding his 4th. He's just sent the drone there now. Whereas there's 3 carriers out. There's Storm out. He doesn't know about those carriers. Showtime's still got a large army. Let's check that units lost tab. Yeah, Lambo's being less efficient. When you're playing Swarm Hosts, you're meant to be way more efficient than your opponent. Because the thing is, Swarm Hosts are supply inefficient, but their babies are free. All it costs you is time, right? So he should be way more efficient than Showtime in this game, building 22 Swarm Hosts. He's only got 20 of them left, but that's still a hefty number. I think just A-move him, honestly, at this point. I don't know, man. I feel like where he's placing the Locust Waves might be the issue. Maybe he should have been going for that 3rd base in the bottom. Gets a cancel. Gets 2 Stalkers, so not too bad. But yeah, if he can get one on a Nexus, that's where things change completely, and Showtime's economy can take a big hit. I said Showtime with an Immortal-based style is kind of weak against the Swarm Host, but sometimes the Disruptors look terrible, sometimes they look fantastic. Guess this is one of those games where it is the latter. Balls. Oh, he gets the Lurkers down. Oh, watch out for the Locust Wave. He's going to once again throw it on the army. These are Adaptive Talons and Seismic Spines Lurkers. They have full utility upgrades to the Lurkers. Extra move speed, extra range. Locusts come forward. It's another base kill there. Cancel. Quickly done by Showtime, but he loses all of his static. Ooh, and a Disruptor. Almost 2. And Showtime's struggling to expand right now. He's built some carriers, but yeah, he's got to push in. This is still a pretty weak army for Lambo. He's up 50 army supply. But is it real supply? It's Roaches, it's Ravagers, it's Swarm Hosts. Some of the lowest value supply in the game. I mean, right now, he has a lot of dudes with knives. Showtime's got a lot of rifles, machine guns, artillery, tanks, aircraft. He's got the whole shebang. This is a modern military for Showtime. And I don't know if the pointy stick Zerg is going to work out. I mean, the Swarm Hosts definitely could be super useful. The Oracles could turn on their lasers here. I think that'd be worth. They got a lot of energy. Okay. Disruptor's coming on forwards. He's going to see exactly what he can get. Ooh, good shot on the Lurker and the Queens. Great Storms! And that is once again a dead 4th base. On the other side, though, he is going to lose his 3rd, I believe. That's going to go down or go very close to going down. 14 probes fell and the Nexus. Ooh, Showtime takes a big amount of damage on his economy, but the thing is, Lambo's economy is limping along. Oh, big ball, big ball! Big ball in the Roaches, and that one hurt. Zealots on the south side. Lambo's never taken a new base in this game. Showtime down 40 supply, and yeah, he's massacring through these bases and this economy. He does have to be careful as Hydras are coming out. There's 18 of them, 15 more coming. Get out of there, Showtime. Showtime needs to save these carriers because remember, he doesn't have a crazy amount of money. He's got a lot of gas. He can rebuild his High Templar, but those carriers, he doesn't have the minerals to rebuild those, right? So he's trying to rebuild his base in the bottom. He's got some High Templar. They don't have energy just yet. They need a few more seconds. Mass Hydra coming in. Psystorm counters that pretty hard. It's going to be a Zealot drop into the main base. A couple of tentacles there waiting for it. Won't find a lot of damage unless he does a big warp in. Swarm Host Hydra pushing forward, a desperate push for Lambo. It is a rather low tier army. One of those Overseers goes down. One of them barely surviving. Observer goes down. Ooh, that's a lot of Locusts, man. The Locusts are finally starting to find damage. They're finding... Oh, the High Templar! Oh my god, he lost 1 or 2 High Templar there to the Locusts, trying to get that Storm up. The Zealots have gone in, though, on the third. Lambo down to 34 workers. He's made some Vipers. The dream right now for Lambo is I abduct those carriers and I win the game off that. But he doesn't realize there's a new base up for Showtime. He's got the base in the bottom left. And Showtime still has the Zealot Prism threat. The Swarm Hosts are going to go for a throw-in towards the main. He's got to be careful to not let those land on this. He wants them in the main, killing the Stargates. If he can take out that production, it'll maybe give him a bit of time. Oh, he catches a Disruptor. Not bad. Rando High Templar will hide in the corner of the map, but no. Yep, Showtime. Good attention to detail. Tells it to wait there. Does not want to run it into the Locusts. So Zealots warping in and looking for the bottom left base is Showtime. But look at this creep spread. Seems like a good position to launch an attack from. 6 Lurkers, 15 Swarmers, 24 Hydras. Lambo is broke, but he has a big army. He can't really afford to feed said army. Their upgrades are pretty average. But if he can avoid the storms, get an abduct or 2 on the carriers, maybe if the Lurkers or Swarmers can take out the High Templar, that's where the Hydras become good units. A lot of things need to go right for Lambo, but the dream is alive for him keeping himself alive in this game and this tournament. The Swarmers wash up on the Archon Shield battery. They don't find anything. Another 5 drones going down. Make it 6. Those Zealots just running amok right now. Showtime will lose his Prism. A little sloppy there. That was a thorn in the side of Lambo, so he's happy to take that out. He's not rebuilding his drones for good reason. He knows that Showtime has a bigger economy. He knows the longer this game goes, it's terrible for him. And so he's like, yep, we just need to micro, and I need kill you. Like I said, guys, 7, 8 Lurkers now. Swarmers, they need to kill the High Templar. He's doing nothing with these Locust waves. They are not finding the mark. How can he force a fight without just running into Storm and getting obliterated? It's a hard question. He's the one who's going to have to answer it. Ah, the abduct grab. It just took a little bit long to get down there. A big Storm landing. Oh, he gets an Archon with the Locust wave. Abduct! Ooh, yoinky, yoinky, yoinky. He yoinks that carrier right into the Hydras, takes it down. Big Storm to answer, though. Those Hydras are so fragile to Psystorm. But the Lurkers are hunting the High Templar. Lurkers are hunting the High Templar right now. He needs the Hydras to be defended by the Lurkers. The High Templar, for Showtime, need to hit the attacks on the Hydras. Lambo pushing his way in, trying, but the Hydras are so wounded, and I think it's time for Showtime to jump on top, splash the Psystorms, land the Archon shots. Showtime is victorious there with the 2-0.